Guilty.
Did you consume alcohol, say within the 3 days before that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna accept your plea. Couldn't have just waited a couple more days?
It was a misjudgment. Honesty is always the best policy, and I was upfront with her.
We send it to the lab for the confirmation test negative. I have a fundamental problem sometimes with us taking people that are honest. Without his admission, you have nothing.
Judge McNally, or as we like to call him around here, Judge Dad, is in a pickle. He has a defendant whose original charge was drunk driving, and he completed all of his probation sober and without violations, except he took a promotion at work and celebrated with his boss a few days before his probation actually ended. The young man has a good job, and seems to be responsible in every other regard, including admitting his f*** up right away. But because of the way the hearing turned out, Judge Dad has to extend his probation, and he doesn't wanna. This case is also an excellent lesson on why you should always have an attorney. His attorney would have gotten the discovery and had the motion to revoke dismissed because of the negative lab result, regardless of what the defendant admitted to his PO. Let's roll, nerds.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Jacob Lesnar.
You're charged with a violation of probation. They think you failed to refrain from possessing alcohol. You had positive results for alcohol on March 19 of 25, according to them, and you admittedly consumed alcohol. If you plead, and you have the right to a lawyer on this, I'll be happy to give you one. If you plead guilty, if you're found guilty, you have no prior technical violations. You could get 5 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the advice of rights and read to understand the rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial of any kind. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want a lawyer? I'll give you one at public expense if you want one. Would you like a lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
To the charge that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol, testing positive at a chemical test at DNA on March 19 of 25, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you consume alcohol, say within the 3 days before that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
What did you consume?
I was at dinner with my boss. It was 3 Coronas.
I can't hear you.
I was at dinner with my boss. It was 3 Coronas.
And you had those within the 3 days preceding the 19th of February, of March rather?
Yes, Your Honor.
And nobody's forced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna accept your plea. We're gonna get Ms. Tessino in here. And we will go from there. You can have a seat right at the table there if you would, please. Recalling Jacob Christopher Lesnow. 24F242298. Your name?
Jacob Lesnar.
All right, so I'm gonna sentence you now, unless you tell me, Judge, I want a lawyer. I'm not trying to scare you.
Yeah, I gotcha. Would it make any?
It's up. I can't.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
I can't make that decision for you.
No, I am guilty. So.
What would you like to tell me?
Well.
What happened? Why'd you do this?
So I was out on dinner with my boss, and he knew what happened in July when I was convicted of OWVI.
He knew that.
Yeah. So he was really helpful in the beginning. So it's been, I don't know, 7-8 months. I just got a job promotion. I told him because I think it was 6 months already went by, and I was eligible for early dismissal.
Again. Amazing.
So I already talked to Miss Tessino, and she was sending paperwork in and whatnot for my early dismissal because it was past half my probation. She said I may or may not have to test one more time. It was a misjudgment, and I should have just not drank with him. He knew it. I told him I was done. It was a mistake. Yeah.
Name?
Alex,
What do you want to tell me?
So I kind of came to the end. Yes, I have applied for early discharge. I always make it very clear you're on probation until I tell you otherwise. I mean, he did the right thing and he was honest, because interestingly enough, his ETG did come back negative from the lab. So
It did?
It did. And obviously with the appliance, everything else was kind of complete, really, what all he had left to do was continue to test and refrain. So I mean, he emailed me immediately, told me what happened, and obviously not the best judgment, but I did get the lab back.
Where do you work again?
The airport, I work for Signature Flight Support. Been with them for 4 years now.
Can I see the screen? Couldn't have just waited a couple more days?
Sir, Your Honor, I just got the job promotion. I was excited. I figured I was done. Obviously, I wasn't. That was my fault.
How old are you?
23. But I mean, I figured honesty is always the best policy, and I was upfront with her.
Give me the scenario again. He tests positive at DNA.
Yep.
He emails you and admits he drank.
Yep. He told
We
me.
send it to the lab for the confirmation test negative.
And it is a weird situation because had he not been on it,
I know,
he would have been.
I know. You make a bad criminal, Mr. Lesnow. I say that with all respect and complimenting you, which is good. I have a fundamental problem sometimes with us taking people that are honest. Without his admission, you have nothing.
Exactly.
You have nothing.
He would have been discharged.
You seem like a nice kid. Don't let this kind of stupid thing get in the way of your life. But if I take his plea, technically he can't get off of probation now.
He wouldn't be eligible again for 90 days.
I know.
Which would still be early. Could we maybe do something where we adjourn sentencing to give him a couple weeks of testing?
I've already taken the plea.
Oh, yeah. Trying to think of a happy.
I guess I do make a poor criminal then, so.
Let me think about this a minute, okay? I think, I mean, it'd be easy to be a tough guy and come down on him, but I don't want to do that because you were honest, and that means a lot to me. And if you hadn't been honest, we wouldn't have a case. There would be no violation. I just have a fundamental problem. I think I've said this before, with us taking honest admissions and penalizing when the test came back negative. That was the way I felt about one other one that happened recently. Correct. I think I took that plea but I didn't do anything. Pretty much,
Think you gave her sober.
but I didn't do jail.
Correct.
I didn't, and she might have deserved. All right, let me think this through. Let's see. You know what? I'm not going to sentence you today. What hours do you work?
Monday through Friday, 1 to 9 p.m.
Oh, good. Well, let's reschedule this for sentencing. I want to set it for next week sometime and give this some thought. Lisa, give me a date in about a week.
April 10th at 8:30.
Okay? April 10th at 8:30, okay?
He did put in a travel request
When?
for work.
When?
That I said that we would address today. Remind me the date. It's tomorrow,
Yeah, tomorrow to the 8th.
the 8th.
I'm going to San Antonio for the Final Four for my company, helping the other base out.
Final Four.
I'm not going there. I'm working with airplanes. It's in San
What are
Antonio.
we gonna do? Now that I've got this thing here.
Well, that's why I told him that we have to address it today, because I technically, with the pending violation, technically, he's not compliant. I've let him travel for work before, he's tested, he got back.
And you're leaving today or tomorrow until the 8th?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll let him go, but he's gonna have a sober link. Okay?
Okay.
So you're gonna go, but you're gonna have a sober link, and I'm sentencing you April 10th at 8:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
You gotta get a sober link before you go. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. What,
I'll give you all.
She'll talk to you about it.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yep,
And then I'll sentence you next week. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy watching this content, please like and subscribe. It helps new channels like this one gain exposure. There is a lot more good court to come, so if you like what you saw, tell your friends. If you didn't, tell me, and let me know what you'd like to see and how I can improve. Thanks.